It's gonna be okay, okay, oh, it's gonna be okay. Man, how nigga, we gon' play with you, gon' be okay.
What's going on YouTube? First day of 3, 2, 1, back at you with another video. I know it's been a long time since I did one of these, but I feel like doing one today. So here we are, and I'm doing one today. You know what? I thought it would be fun to actually go back. You know, I've been playing like competitive fighting games for quite a long time. One of the fighting games I have for quite some time was actually mk11. I used to play it, then I stopped, and then one day I was like, yeah, what the heck, you know, I tried out again. It's been such a long time that, you know, when I was playing this game, it actually felt like something, you know, brand new. And I guess it doesn't help that the mk11 trailer kind of sparked my interest. If you didn't know, Melina is actually one of my favorite characters, actually one of my original mains in mk9 before I switched to reptile. But you know, I don't know, I was like, I'll go back. I mean, I kind of just stopped playing it. We'll see. As for right now, you know, when it came to like picking a character, see what I would use, you know, I was just having all these memories of these nomad dashes. I remember having ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and I remember Kabal having these fatalities that were just hilarious. One in particular that I always remembers him ripping off his mask and showing that ugly grill. That ugly grill scared the soul out of you. But you know, I don't know, I guess for whatever reason I thought it would be cool to maybe record kind of like the process of what I do or my journey, or I really don't even know where I'm going with this. But what I do know, this is part one of what potentially might be something. Who knows? I'm not saying I'm sticking around or whatever, and it does feel good to, you know, play a fighting game kind of like casually. I don't know if I'm gonna get as seriously in it, but it's just fun going back and, you know, remembering footsies and spacing and all that jazz. But you know, I kind of transform to a different person when I get competitive, so we might not want to go back down that route. But anyway, so I just thought I'd just showcase, like I say, maybe I showcase day to day, not day to day, but kind of my whole process of you know, exactly like what I do. So why not get it started? First and foremost, like I said, when I pick a character, it don't matter if they high tier, low tier, I kind of pick characters that for whatever reason I like, or something about them that I like. Probably went to the training for about I want to say maybe about, you know, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, I don't know. And usually the first thing I do is I just pick combos. To me, fighting games, that's one of the funnest part. Footsies and all that stuff and matchup learning and all that stuff comes way later. I just want to do combos. Combos are fun to do, and it's fun to actually, you know, find a rhythm, right? When you first start doing combos, you can do it in practice all day, then in the real match you try to do it, you can't do it, and then when you finally land it the first time, it's like the back of your hand. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then I just went on to rank matches. Alright, so my first match is actually against like a Joker player. I don't know anything about the tiers, but after playing this match, I'm pretty sure he's probably like top tier. When I was playing Kabal and mk11 in training mode, one of the things that I learned, or at least what it came off to me, is obviously he was like super footsie based, right? He also seemed kind of defensive with like all the punishes and things of that nature. His, I don't know what it's called in this game, lethal blows or whatever, the moves that do like massive damage. All of them, besides I think the grab one, is like punishes. So I mean, yeah, he's offensively, but when I mean defensively, I mean like, you know, with punishing or anything negative or block, that's where you get your damage. So yeah, after playing this match, I'm pretty sure Joker is probably top tier. Anyway, that little Batman projectile, I have no idea what I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm doing. All I know is a lot of stuff is flying, so I'm like, all right, well, I have to match my projectile with his projectile. That's like the only option. But as of right now, I'm gonna do what Ryu taught me best, and I'm just gonna zone him, right? Even though I from playing this one match, I felt like his projectiles was better than mine. Also, brief intermission. When I talk about these things, I'm talking about this match specifically. You know, I'm sure that he probably has options or something. I'm just talking about my opponent at this moment. So what I'm saying is that by my opponent jumping forward like that when I was throwing the disc, the destructo disc on the ground, I felt like that he really couldn't deal with it, especially after the multiple jump forward. That's something I learned from Mr. Ryu himself. So I decided to keep that in my knowledge until like a later spot. Especially here, you can see I'm like, oh, you know, he don't really know how to deal with this. So same thing. You could tell like I'm like very day one-ish. I'm doing a lot of jumping. I hate being new, especially at 2D fighters, because I'm not a fan of jumping. You have to jump, but I just know that it's super high levels, or I would probably even say like at intermediate, you know, keeping opponents out of the air is huge. And if you can stop that, you know, it's a big deal. So I'm not a fan of like jumping. That was the first combo that I'll land. And I was so happy because I'm like, man, you know, like I say, like when you're first doing combos, you can do it with training. It's easy to do it on somebody standing still, but on a moving opponent who's fighting crazy and who's actually trying to win, it's a totally different story. So what I had learned from my opponent, the main thing is I know there was 2 strings. One of them, you know, obviously I didn't know it was overhead. I got bopped. Then there's another one where he like swings a man out of a wheelchair. I'm like, man, Joker strings are amazing. Like, who said this was gonna be okay? Like, hello, hello. Anyway, so same thing. Like, me personally, I feel like he definitely like outfoots you. His projectiles I thought was really good. He had the ground Batman, the little bouncing thing. Something else he did. I can't really remember. The main thing that I've noticed was that it seemed like my opponent really couldn't deal with the projectiles, and all I kept trying to do was pretty much just hit confirm my 2-string attacks that you kind of see quite often, right? I do think they're good. They're probably a lot worse against Joker, because to me it seems like he has better range, faster range, but you know, yeah, as you can see in the corner, I completely get like mollywopped. Once again, I have no idea what to do. Luckily, it don't seem like my opponent is super strong at keeping me in the air, keeping me out of the air, because I'm pretty sure that could have been just GG. So I kind of just go back to like zoning, and just to make sure to see if you don't have anything. At that time, my thought process is I'm gonna do it until you make me stop, and then if I stop, I'm gonna step forward and try to knock him out the air. It seemed kind of weird that he fell for it. I thought that maybe after the first time I did it, it's pretty obvious what I'm trying to do. But that's the thing, right? Like if you really, when you put in an unfamiliar like situation, and it seems like the easiest option is to jump. I think what he did right there, the walking and blocking, they call that Pitbull in the Street Fighter 2, is a lot better. But once again, these are 2 totally different games. Alright, so the next match is actually against a Scarlet player. I think I do better as far as like hit confirming and making reads, but once again, with being new, there's a lot of growing pain. So a lot of times I land a jump in and don't finish the combo, or a lot of times I'll have the hit confirm, and then for one reason or another, you know, I don't finish it or trust myself. But that's kind of part of the process, right? Like, you essentially have to just get in there, get your feet wet, and then eventually those things will come. I've have enough experience to know that I can do it, but once again, just being new at anything, there's going to be growing pains. So I would actually take losses over winning any day, just because I feel like through losses you learn. Well, at least I learned through losses. That's why I grind and figure out what to do against what and how to beat what. Winning, I do it, but it's not as much, right? Like I won, but it's essentially only with losing. But anyway, so this person, you'll see like during a match, I noticed they like to down jab. I got hit by a few of them. So once I noticed that, I try to figure out like the exact time to walk backwards to make it whiff, and then whiff punish it. But you know, sometimes I trust myself, sometimes I didn't. Once again, I would take this as a win, not necessarily because of the results, but more so the learning like through the process. So I guess like I'm happy that, you know, it's kind of cool to see like the fruits like of your labor when you you know, practicing something, and then when that something is presented, and then you can do it, right? So once again, like hit confirms I see you know, certain player habits I see. Obviously this is on a real low level, right? Like beginner. Pretty sure from intermediate to beginner those things get harder, but hey, once again, I am very beginnerish. I haven't touched the game in a while, but same thing right now. The main thing with this person, I was just trying to just whiff punish the strings. Or what I noticed, what it seemed like from Scarlet is that she had a lot of range. I guess it could be arguable. Is that how you say it? That she might have more range than Joker, but the speed isn't there. So I was trying to play like this reactionary game. You'll see my opponent do like teleports, and I would just uppercut it, which I don't know, maybe my next video, usually the next step, I will actually have a lot more data than this. Obviously I only played 2 games, but maybe the next video would be like my next step in the process, which is learning matchups. That's usually where I start with next. Obviously Joker is a DLC character and that I haven't bought, but fortunately Scarlet isn't. And oddly enough, after this I did go to the lab and look up some stuff just out of curiosity. But you also see right here in the corner, I was getting completely bopped. I was actually making like a small comeback here, but you could tell I was a scrub because obviously after watching this, I could have just fatal blow after I did the 2 strings, but for whatever reason, not only did I not you know, cancel it to Nomad Dash. For whatever reason, I dashed up, and I don't know, it could be me, but Kabal seems like he has a really slow forward dash. I don't know. I think I could react to it, especially with just like a down one. So that was terrible on my part. But like I say, we still learning growing pains. But anyway, the next thing is usually like matchups and learning like what's negative, what's punishable, how to punish it. And I think that's where I found the most enjoyment. Because like, yeah, you can play a game, you can react to stuff, but I think it's more important when you're put in situations, once again, that you've seen a billion times, and it's like, okay, I know exactly what to do. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much like day 1. Basically, like I say, picking a character, learning literally like a combo or 2, and then seeing if I can like consistently get like hit confirms. That's more so like Mortal Kombat games than I would say like Street Fighter, as far as like hit confirms or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, until part 2 in the next video, that's all I got. And then yeah, wish me luck. Look out for that Melina action. Till then, peace.